No, I think there's totally like a character type thing that people expect. And I do it. Like, I would agree. I'm not saying I don't post things just to get a reaction out of people. Like certain things I used to, but I also thought they were hilarious, and I actually felt that way. I word it in a way like the loud, obnoxious greaseball that people would expect from someone with the name Wapdello or have come to expect from the shit I post. I totally fucking
did you just claim to not be a loud, obnoxious greaseball?
Oh no, I totally am, but I amplify it for the posts.
Yeah. All right. That's
anyone who's ever met me knows I'm a fucking loud, obnoxious greaseball. We went out
and we love you.
We went out for St. Patrick's Day, and I got bad, right? Way too soon. We went home early, bro. I ended up without my shirt and looking for a fight from some fucking douchebag. And
nice.
Cooler heads prevailed, and girlfriend decided it was a good idea for us to leave. Right? No? Like, maybe we don't do this tonight. And I'm like, yeah, that sounds maybe like a good idea.
Sounds like a smart woman.
Yeah, much smarter than me. Much smarter than me.
So how are we doing this? Y'all doing like an intro or like?
No, dude, we do it live. Look, here, I'll do this. Ooh. Guys, welcome back to the Clone Incorrect podcast. If you like, of course you know it's the Clone Incorrect podcast, you fucking idiots. You clicked on it. So, welcome to episode 69-420 with Disgruntled Docs. It's going to be me, Wapdillo, your interim host for the past 4 months because no one else wants to do it. Mm-hmm. And Harambe's big return here with Disgruntled Docs. Doc, how are you doing, buddy?
Hey, what's up, dude? A little under the weather, but things are good. You know what I'm saying?
But you said you got a tea, right?
Yeah, dude, I got tea because I'm a coward. You know what I mean? No, I'm just playing. Just trying to be a good patient. You know what I mean? Because usually I don't do anything. I just like work out until I get it out of me. But then I'm actually trying to do a little bit more. Yeah, sweat it out and then drink my tea so my voice sounds nice to your ears.
My dad's in healthcare, and I've learned something from growing up under him. Fucking healthcare professionals are the worst patients.
We literally are, bro.
By far. Dude, and it almost took my dad's life, bro. He was so fucking stubborn, didn't want to go to the hospital. He's like, oh, every surgery gets a little infection. It'll be fine. Goes down there, they run scans on it. It's fucking MRSA, and he's in the ICU for 4 months.
Dude, MRSA is like the worst thing you want to like catch, and if you do catch it, you want to get it caught early because of how infectious it is. Like,
dude, they didn't catch it early, bro. Fucking pumping the wound for like 6 months. Oh, it was brutal.
Can't imagine the smell of it too. Like,
dude, I was so young, I don't remember it, bro. This is what I remember. I went to bed on a school night, and I woke up at midnight with my mom telling me I was going to sleep at my grandparents that night. So I'm like, fuck yeah, dog, a sleepover. Grandma's gonna make me a hot cocoa in the morning, which she did.
Hell yeah.
Which she did. But then I remember going into the ICU room, fucking suiting up. I was like 8. I had no clue what was happening. Like, Dad's still alive. He's still awake. He just got a little boo-boo. It wasn't until I was older till I like fully grasped how close my old man got to fucking croaking. It's like, Jesus, dog. So yeah, like healthcare professionals gotta be the worst patients ever.
Yeah, we really are. Like, even for me, like I had a hernia for like, I'm like, I'll be all right. And then like,
just Motrin and water. Change your socks.
Take a knee, drink some water. I should be fine. And then after a point, I'm like, nah, dude, this is bad. And then I'm like, oh, a second one? Hell yeah. So then eventually I was like, nah, I need to get this taken care of. And then I did eventually. Now my gains are gone, but you know, I got it taken care of.
How bad of a hernia, dog?
Yeah, no, it wasn't that bad, but it like, well, it was small enough to where like it wouldn't have gotten anything worse, but just the mere fact that it was there,
Yeah.
and then it bothered me. So I was like, yeah, I got to take care of this thing.
Yeah. For people
While I can still do it when it's free, you know.
Yeah. Oh yeah, hell yeah.
They haven't kicked me out yet, so I'm like, yo, I'm gonna get this thing done. So I'm like, it is what it is, and it happened at work, which is like the worst thing.
We had a guy have a workplace injury. Slipped on a cord, dude. Guy's been just sitting at a desk fucking around for the past 6 months doing nothing. And I'm like, damn, bro, anyone got a power cord lying around I can trip on?
God, I've seen what you've done for others. Can you just please this one time?
Yeah, exactly. It's like, hell yeah, I want late duty, dog. That looks like fun. What do you mean you don't get called in on Saturdays?
Oh, no, I don't get called in anyways, but yeah. What's
Can't
up
get
with
called
duty?
in if you're hungover.
Yeah,
Or
true.
still drunk.
I'm not drinking right now though, so I can't use that excuse anymore. I just like, oh, well, you know, it cracked the beer.
Yeah,
So
You always have a standby beer. Hey, we need you to come in. Oh, sorry, but I'm on beer number 4.
this is beer number 83, boys. I'm sorry, but no.
like that was me in division. Like when I was with the Marines, it's like, hey, can you come in? I'm like, hey, bro, I'm home. I've been drinking. Unless you want me to drink and drive, then they're like, nah, you just, you know what, stay home. And I'm like, yeah. I'm like, all right, cool.
Had one
But-
guy,
You'll get out a duty free card.
right? So
Mhm.
we're on a trip to California for work recently. And
Oof.
I've been on these before, so I kind of knew what was happening. And it was like a mid-noon flight or whatever, or like midday flight, and we were going to land out in California. It was going to be damn near close to the same time, right? Midday, because time change, East Coast to West. So we fly out there. We're on a company card, and so since we're not paying for anything, this dude's got extra cash lying around. So he just gets absolutely shit faced on the flight over, and I'm like, bro, not a good idea. We're probably going to have to meet some people from the company that we're working with while we're out there. He's like, yeah, I'll be fine. Nope, absolutely shit faced by the time we get to Palmdale. And sure enough, man, first time this guy's ever met people from a very large aerospace company. He's completely shit-faced.
Oh, no.
So we're in the fucking rental car going over, and he's like, oh, man, this isn't going to go good. I'm like, yes, it is if you shut the fuck up and let me talk. we can get in and out of here in 5 minutes if you just pretend like you ate something bad and sit in the passenger seat and just shut the fuck up. So
The classic, yeah. I ate something bad. Man, I've used that excuse.
It was that plain food, bro.
Yo, those pretzels done fucked me up, dog. But I think there's ways to prevent. Since we're talking about drinking, I think hangovers is something everyone deals with. And if you drink, Doc, do you have any like wisdom? As from your job, you've had to have dealt with.
Oh, consistently. And it's just like either hydrate like that whole morning. Like I'm talking about like a gallon, like drink a whole gallon. Like, so you're prepped and ready to go. So then by the time you go out, eat a little something heavy before you go to sleep, and that'll usually do it. But the other like thing that's always like good, I can do my own IVs. So even if I'm like, I used to be like blackout drunk and be doing my own IVs, and then just it'd be a bloody mess, but I would get it done. So then, like, you know, you just 1,000 liters, and you're just like, you're sitting there, you know, and you got like 1,000 milliliters. So you're like, cool, and then you'd, you know, the next day you'd wake up and like nothing happened. So that was always like the kind of cool part. But remedies, nah, like. Not really that many. Like there's like Mexican like home remedies, like you eat some like pozole the next day and you're ready to go.
It's that soup that's got beef stomach in it.
Yeah, no, that's a different one.
What is that?
Menudo, yeah.
Yeah.
It's the whole cow, bro.
I ate that one time. I was at a just once, and I had no idea what it was until I'm like 3 bowls in. And they're like, you assholes.
Yeah, it's the whole cow. Like,
Oh man, it's
I know what menudo is, and I'm like, people are gonna say I'm a horrible Mexican. I'm not a huge fan.
yeah. Oh, dude, I'm not a fan either. When I found out it was fucking beef tripe, I'm like, all right, guys, fuck this shit. Where are the breakfast burritos? All right. I know you bastards got those things stashed around here somewhere.
All right. It's a secret, but we do have them stashed. We do. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Just like certain people keep hitting coins in their underwear, but whatever.
The fucking foreskin shekel.
I was thinking of one of the South Park episode where he's like, Kyle, come on. I know you have the coins in your pocket. He's like, we're not going to survive if you don't use that gold coins.
Come on, Kyle, give me your Jew gold. Can't say. Sorry, can't name them. I said cool gold.
Yeah, that cool gold. You know what I mean? That's 30 pieces of silver. Who knows?
Yeah, doesn't matter.
Oof.
Yeah, going to a Catholic.
Yeah.
My girlfriend's
Catholic.
Yeah, but my girlfriend's Catholic. I'm not. I'm one of those filthy Protestants that everyone tells you about. Yeah. But
Repent, sinner.
I've been going to my girlfriend's church since Lent started. And hey, get it, right?
Yeah.
I still like the old Southern Baptist fire and brimstone for the pulpit and the style of preaching.
That's what's up.
Speaks to this, but no, I totally get it. I think, and we see a lot of infighting, especially on Instagram. Right? It makes these people so bold, bro, and they'd never say it to each other. If they were like, sure, there are some people that maybe would, but for the vast majority of it, it's just Redditors.
No, I do it and I try not to for the same reason, but it's like I'm part of that infighting because like I came from evangelist, but then I also grew up Pentecostal, and when you grow up Pentecostal, like people running around the Holy Spirit, people getting hit with jackets and fainting, that whole craziness, yeah. And you're like 10 years old, and you're like, yeah, dude, that's the Holy Spirit. And you get older, you're just like, bro, what the hell was I living in?
It's like, guys, I think I can't say for certain, but I'm pretty sure what we just experienced was like some cult shit. We need to not do that again, okay, please?
Yeah. And now I'm a part of the Ortho Bros, so I'm trying to like go into that and like doing a lot of like research. So it's like fairly close to the Catholic stuff, but it's just like, it's crazy to see the actual historicity of things. And now like I'm one of those dudes. I try not to argue with people on Instagram because people get crazy. Yeah. And I'm just like, you know what, whatever, bro. And like I've had our people already, like especially on Sundays when we do like our base Sunday posting. And like I don't know what's up with people like, oh, you guys are posting that unfollowed. I'm like, okay. I'm like, all right, bro, whatever. You do your thing, dude. Stay blessed, dude.
Yeah.
I love when people take the time to message you or comment. I'm unfollowing you. Like, okay.
All right, brother. God bless.
It's like, I don't. The people that do that, I think they put like value or worth next to how many followers you have, which has always boggled my mind how people do that. Like, you see meme pages making companies based around their memes, and it's like,
who's done that?
No. I
know.
I don't mean it like that. I mean like, it's hard to describe. Like, like they take it very, very seriously. Like, make it their actual identity.
persona.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It boggles my mind. 'Cause
Are
there's
you gonna
no way.
name drop?
No, I'm not gonna. I don't feel like starting anything today. It's been a good day. I had sushi and I moved some Fernoed. But no, people that there's no way you're a well-adjusted person if you do that. Like, not saying
Yeah.
I'm well-adjusted either. I'm fucking stupid and absolutely just no. But it's
Same.
I don't know. I don't know how to put it into words. You know it when
I
you
think
see
it's
it.
just
You know it when
yeah.
you see it.
It's I've had this discussion with Disaster, but Disaster's his own character too. But
Yeah.
we were kind of talking about something similar. How like some people do create this persona on the internet, and then it becomes part of their actual personality, and then they become this grandiose thing. And sometimes some people do it for the meme. Like sometimes I do it, like just an over exaggeration of like who I am in real
That's
life.
literally all I do is just over exaggerate things. But
Yeah,
it's
but
in
some
my
people
blood.
they get big enough where they do believe there's something above other people or whatever, and
yeah.
then they think there's so much mightier, holier than thou, or just because they have a verified like check mark, they can say that tourniquets they'll stop bleeding. But you know what? Like the reality of things is,
Good God, man.
like,
Oh God. We're gonna.
like, bro,
You know what? Every time,
if you know everything under the sun, just
every time Tim Kennedy does something stupid, I go back and I watch the Yoel Romero fight, and I just sit there and I grin as this Cuban who is obviously pushing more gear than any human should be able to sustainably do, just absolute kicks the ever living shit out of him. It makes me happy.
I'm gonna have to rewatch that now, just and think about like tourniquets, and then this fool just getting his teeth knocked in. Like,
We talk about tourniquets real quick.
yeah,
So the two main ones that I hear a lot of people pushing are the cat, soft T. Advantages to disadvantages to both for people that want to carry a tourniquet, because I know I keep a soft T shoved in my sock.
yeah.
On my right leg, on the inside part of the leg of my boot sock. It's super easy for me to reach with either hand. Say one hand arm is the one that's fucked, right? So that's my whole thinking about it. I don't know if a cat would be as easily, because the soft T breaks or folds down. The stage is really slim. Besides that, are there any like disadvantages or advantages to either one?
No, they're both pretty good, but it's a matter of user and how much you practice with either or. So the biggest thing is just familiarity with your equipment. It's like how often do you use it? How often do you practice with it as well? And then also, if you pre-loop it, it's good if you're using it on your arm on yourself, right? Because then you can just go it on there, cinch it down, and then start turning the windlass. The same thing with like the softy, right? But it has the clip on there. So sometimes it can be a little bit harder trying to put it up your arm like that. But they both work in the same manner. It's just a matter of user. If you're using the item correctly, it shouldn't really matter which one you're choosing. For me, it's user preference. You know what I mean? Like if I'm gonna use something on myself, like on my own arm, I'm gonna use a cat because it's just easier. But if I'm gonna use anything on a patient, all I've used is softies because it was a lot faster for me. Like I was still really fast with like the old cats because the new ones have like only a single loop through, and the older ones they used to have like a double loop that used to have to go up and then under, and then you'd have to pull. And if you weren't careful, like if you would cinch too early, the Velcro on the top would kind of stick to itself. So you'd have to look up the older Gen cats because now the Gen 7s are a little different. So you just put it through the one little hole, and then that's it, and then you cinch it down, and then you start spinning it. So it's either or, as long as you're not using a rat tourniquet or you're not using a wrench and a rope, you should be fine.
But who would ever suggest using a rat tourniquet?
A serious question about the rat. So someone said that they were good for like, this is really out there, but they said they were good for like children and shit, like smaller people, and that makes a little sense on my very small squirrel brain. But I wanted to ask you about that.
I mean, hypothetically speaking, yes, just because children are a lot smaller, so you can kind of use it to cover more area, where usually you want about like 2 to 3 inch. I think most tourniquets were like 2 inches wide, 2 to 3 inches wide. So,
don't have
and
one.
with kids, like since they do have like a smaller circumferential arm, you could possibly use it. I still wouldn't like if you have a regular tourniquet, just use a regular tourniquet on a kid, right? But if it's all you have, then one, you should be prepared better, and two, you should probably someone should kick you in the balls for even buying a Rat's tourniquet, right?
Where did they come from?
I don't know. God, it was like 2011 or 2012 the first time I seen them, and I'm like, oh, that's a cool concept. But I was like a boot, and I didn't know anything. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So it was just like until one of my seniors, like I said something, and like one of my seniors heard it, and then I learned real fast how dumb I was. So,
So the issue with them is they just don't give enough pressure, or
I think so, yeah. And then just with the elasticity, it just doesn't do it well enough, and it doesn't hold. It's like good initiative, bad judgment.
It kind of seems like a bootlace tourniquet, which is a horrible idea.
Fucking hell, dude! I remember remember when I was real young and I started to learn what a tourniquet was, and I was like, "Nah, dude, I'm just gonna do it like the fucking movies where the badasses just whip their leather belt out and just wrap it around the arm. Saved your life, bitch." You know.
Oh, I like the way I grew up learning about tourniquets. People are shooting up heroin, but that's different, you know. So,
Well, I mean,
you got that sweet black tar hair on, you know what I mean, from Mexico, and you just whip that belt out, put it around your arm, and then just buenas noches. But
no.
I mean, a belt could work, like kind of, but yeah, tourniquets. The thing people don't know is that tourniquets, like they've known about them even since like the Revolutionary War. They've been in like war medicine, but the use of them were always at like as a last ditch effort. But now it's more of like, hey, no, if we can control the bleeding, let's just do it now. And then
with the modern,
once it gets to the OR,
with
modern medicine,
with modern designs of them as well, you're not worried about nerve damage as much. And honestly, I'd rather have a little nerve damage and not feel my pinky or whatever instead of fucking dying.
Yeah, and I think that's more of instructors too, the way they teach and that they're teaching the correct things, which always makes me laugh. Which I don't do it as much as like Disaster does. And I know I'm over here. Sounds like I'm over here just slobbing on his knob, but he does a pretty good job of like calling stuff out like that.
He seems like a really
he's straightforward, which I can appreciate, even though he ripped on one of my boys.
No, I mean,
but it is what it is. You know what I mean?
I respect people that call it how they see it and they don't sugarcoat shit, right?
Yeah.
I think a lot of people in the gun community are either too ready for drama and are actively looking for it, or people are scared to call out the shit they see. Like, there's no.
Yeah, it's like there has to be a form of accountability, but in a correct manner, not just to stir up drama. Yeah, no, I agree.
Yeah.
The same thing in the meme community, bro. It's like everyone's looking for drama, or what's everyone gonna start like, and it's always some. Like it's always a fake ranger, a fake green beret,
work money,
like.
Dude, I didn't like that guy. Like, even if he was a real green beret, I'd still tell everyone that he wasn't.
Wait, which one? Raids?
No, work money.
Oh, I didn't even know who that is, bro. I didn't hear about that one.
Cool, dude. I just hated his entire vibe and what he was doing, and I can't believe I just said vibe in a serious tone of voice. Just like the entire
vibing, dog. Yeah.
It's just like how he like his page just annoyed me for some reason, and it's not even the fucking like racist part of me or whatever. It's just like. Like it was just like the shit he posted and stuff. It was just like, what the fuck are you doing? And like, even if he was a green beret and he'd done all this cool shit, I'd have been like, nah, dude, he's lying. fucking NOIFA his fucking DD-214 and see what happens.
Hell yeah, dude. And I'm more surprised that people don't do that. You know what I mean? Especially like now that there's been so many like fakes that have been out, and it's just like they're the components of trust but verify,
Yeah,
and
it makes
because someone's cool or they have Instagram numbers, like you assume, and it's just like, come on, bros.
makes me
I'm
more
so glad.
appreciative of the guys that have been there and done that, and they're willing to share the info. Right?
Yeah, that's why I'm glad no one LARPs as a normal like like dude.
We were talking about Havana syndrome. And
Yeah, and then the big speakers and like devastating sound waves.
Yeah, that shit scares me, bro. There's the
Yeah.
brain, the ears, like you could do cochlear implants and shit if you need to. I had a friend growing up who had issues at birth. He did a cochlear implant for the rest of his life, and that shit's really cool, dude. Like, so his parents would yell at him for doing something stupid because we're like 10, 11-year-old boys. Of course, we shot the neighbor's fucking pet rabbit with BB guns because it was running around and we thought it was alive. Like we thought, we thought it was wild because there's this rabbit running around in the field, and we're fucking little 11, 12-year-old shitheads. So we're out
free
there.
game then.
Yeah, we're squirrel
That's
hunting.
dinner right there.
Yeah, dude, we're squirrel hunting. So we go and we shoot this rabbit, and we cook it, and it tasted good. And then the neighbors had a missing rabbit sign a week later. It scarred me, bro. I was like, oh my God, I just ate this person's pet.
But is it really your fault though? You know what I mean? Like
No, dude, it's a fucking brown rabbit. It looked just like the fucking wild ones. I'm like, hell yeah. So, shot it. Boom, dinner. As rule was, yeah, you could hunt or whatever, but damn it all, you didn't waste it.
jeez.
So
I lived in the city, bro, so
oh, dude, rabbit?
it's a different kind of shooting, you know what I mean?
Oh, yeah. Dude, I get fucking, like, as I've gotten older, I've changed a little bit. Like, I shoot coyotes, but I don't eat those fucking things. But there's a reason for it. It's not like I'm just shooting it to kill it. I got chickens and shit, and if I see a coyote that's out in the field behind the house, there's a good chance it's coming for my chickens. So I hit it with 77 grains of fuck you. Send it to wherever coyotes go when they die.
Dude, that's how I'm trying to be,
dogs go
bro.
to heaven.
These ones are annoying. Have you heard them? Like the Docs, have you ever heard coyotes?
Yeah,
You're out in the
they
field,
like
bro?
where I'm at. Yeah, where I'm at, like I hear them every night, and like I'm in a cul-de-sac, but I still hear them. You just in the
sketchy
middle
as
of the night.
shit, isn't it? Hate it.
Yeah, dude. I've actually, when I was living in San Diego, and I know it's weird, right? Coyotes in San Diego, but there was a part where I was living at, and I was coming from one of my ex-girlfriend's house, and I was like going through this little like valley or whatever, and because it was like city, but part of it was still kind of developing or whatever, so there were still kind of like hills and stuff like that. And I remember it was like 2 a.m. I'm like walking with like my skateboard. And then all of a sudden, there's like 3 coyotes, and I'm like staring at them, and I'm just like, "Oh, brother, dude! Like, all I got is this guy."
Those aren't happy puppy doggies.
Bro, like I was walking, and like they kept walking, and we're like staring at each other, and I'm like holding my board, and in my head, I'm just like, "Bro, like don't do it, bro! Like, come on, man! Like I'm just trying to go home!" Like, and we passed each other, and then like they just kept walking, and like I kept looking back, and they kept looking back, and they went their way and I went mine, and then it was just like whatever. But bro, I was scared, dude. I was like, dude, I'm about to die out here.
Yeah, I'm at this point. Me and coyotes fucking shoot on sight, son. Like,
hell yeah. This town ain't big enough for the both of us.
My girlfriend gives me so much shit because I don't leave the bodies out in the field because I'm not going to be a dick to the farmer.
Yeah.
So I'll shoot them. Sure they're dead. Wait 15 minutes, whatever. Go out there, and I'll just take a pistol and just bang bang. Just make sure it's down. Make sure it's down for the count, bro. You get a little insurance policy. And the first time I did it, my girlfriend was like, "How do you do that? Like, and you don't show any emotion?" I'm like, "It's a fucking coyote." It's like there's like low scum think it's a. It depends on how you grow up and shit, right?
Yeah, it's more of a predator, and if you have a reason too, because it's attacking your chickens, and
Don't fuck with my chickens, dog.
that's how I'm
Okay,
trying
in a
to be,
simple-
bro. I
in
need
a
to get
simple way.
land and get chickens,
Dude,
live off the land.
Yeah, chickens are the shit, man. And they're dude. By the way, they are vicious creatures. Like we were young, we'd move them around, just like move the coop around. And
Yeah.
every once in a while, like a little lizard would get in the coop. And it was a big ass coop, like 30 feet by 40 feet, and there's only 20 chickens. So they have all this room to run around in. And this little lizard would get in there. People think that chickens just like peck at the ground and they eat seeds and stuff. Nah, dog, those are fucking omnivores. They see it, it moves, they'll kill it and they'll eat it. Like
Dude, I
these,
saw
like,
a big rooster eat one of these tiny mice we have out here.
dog, and
It just straight up murdered it.
Yeah, they'll peck it in the head and then they'll take the body and run around and they'll like chase after the one because they want it. They want what the other one has. They'll treat it like a toy. I remember I was in grade school and we learned that fucking chickens are the closest known relative to the Tyrannosaurus Rex. And I'm like, nah, dude, chickens turn into tenders and I eat them with honey mustard. You're fucking crazy. and now I have them and I'm like, oh my god, these things are straight killers. They're vicious.
Wow, man.
Yeah.
I don't know if you've ever seen a roadrunner, but those look like a straight up dinosaur.
They do. I've seen them out in 29 Palms, like out by over there.
Well, don't shoot the turtles over there.
No, dude. Oh no! Don't even get me started on turtles, bro.
Wait, what's the story behind that?
So there's like the desert tortoise. It's like endangered, quote unquote, and like if you get anywhere, and like they hold a lot of water. So if you get anywhere near them and they piss themselves, that's all they empty out their whole water source and then they die. Because I don't know why God made this creature in this certain way. But yeah, it does that, and then the park rangers have to come out, and then you can get like a hefty fine. You can go to prison, it's a federal offense. So like if like we'll be running a live range and be shooting, and then all of a sudden someone thinks they see one, everything stops. Everything stops,
bro.
like dead on. Like yeah,
the day you're shooting like shit, dog. You're like, bro, there is no way I'm fucking like. This is not gonna go good. I'm gonna get my ass chewed out if this fucking group shows up or whatever. And like, hey guys, I think I see a tortoise. How about we shut this down for a little bit?
No, I shoot bad on purpose to make my Marines mad because like what we'd be doing like rifle qual, and then I think it's at the 100 or the 200 where so they shoot kind of you could either shoot they stand like sideways. And it's like competitive shooting, right? And like some of them like bring it up real close. They use their so they grab the rifle, they stand sideways to shoot like kind of marksman or whatever. Or you can shoot like that, or you can shoot like shooting like it's called gaucho style. Like you know what I'm talking about? Where you just kind of squat a little bit and you bring like your rifle like center forward. And it's not entirely like the most stable position or whatever. But I see all these dudes standing sideways, and then like their rifle comes up, and then it comes down. They take a nice breath, and everything's like super tight. I'd have to send you a picture, anyways. But they're shooting because they're taking it serious, and I'm like, you guys are idiots. And I shoot in the most awkward positions ever just to make them upset, so they mess up. Like, damn it, Doc, are you gonna take this serious? I'm like, bro, this doesn't count for me, and I'm just pointing down range, talking to them, and just letting rounds off. Like I'm hitting target, but I'm not like trying, and they're just like, "I hate you, Doc," and I'm like, "This doesn't count for me, bro." I'm like, "It doesn't." Look, I'll even shoot at yours too. They're like, "No, Doc, God damn it, you're gonna ruin my score." But I don't shoot at other people's, but because then they get mad.
Nothing funnier than
I think that's
someone shooting your
hilarious.
target.
Yeah, or when people actually miss and you're pulling pits, sometimes like I'll be an asshole and like I'll be like, no impact, no idea. I don't know where your round went, bro. Instead of showing them love, you know what I mean? Sometimes it depends. I'm just like, are we gonna be nice today? Yeah. Hey, you know what? They're hitting all bullseyes today. Whatever, bro.
Okay, so I got a definition for thermobaric weapons if you want to hear it.
Yeah.
So thermobaric weapons work by an initial detonation that disperses vaporized fuel just into the surrounding atmosphere of its target. The second detonation ignites it, drawing in oxygen from the surrounding air to create a high-temperature explosion at about 5,000 degrees Fahrenheit. With a blast temperature wave, a high-pressure blast wave over 400 psi. The weapons have this get their name vacuum bombs by the effect that creates a pressure vacuum, which can cause lungs to rupture and other severe internal damage for those that are not instantly vaporized. The 400.
Jesus.
It's just not it's bad news bears, bro. And they're common and they're being used more and more and more. It's not fun.
Even just reading that doesn't sound fun at all, bro.
Mm-hmm. Like, how the fuck do you handle that? You're going to have guys with 90% 30-degree burns, ruptured lungs, and massive brain damage from the pressure wave.
Look, my job is only to make people comfortable sometimes, so that's what I'm gonna do.
Yeah.
At that point, because it's like,
yeah,
if I'm not dead, then
Why did you become a doc? If you don't, can we talk about that? I mean,
yeah.
what was it? What was that made you want to become? Why David Corman?
Because you have a big dick.
No, I have a micro penis, brother. But
Doc, I love
one
you,
of my
man.
boys, I love you too, bro. One of my boys actually that I met while I was a civilian, and I used to party with them and do stuff like that. He became a corpsman, and then he was the one who was telling me, and he's like, bro, like, can become a doc. And then he's like, so you, like, I'm gonna go into pharmacy so I can do that legally. And allegedly, right?
Allegedly.
Yeah.
Nothing on this podcast is officially on the record.
No, this is all stories made believe, you know what I mean? I'm just definitely lying about all these things. But yeah, one of my boys became a corpsman, and then like I was like, nah, bro, I'm just still party on or whatever. And then I was going to college, was working full time, had a girlfriend, the whole nine, and then everything kind of crashed because of my own demise and my own selfishness and greediness, and then at some point I was like, all right, well, I'm at the bottom, so I'm gonna go join the Navy, I guess. And then they had corpsman available, so I was like, oh, sick. So then I can choose that. And then I like helping people already as it is.
Yeah.
So it just kind of became more kind of natural to like what I already do. Because even as a kid, like I grew up poor with like nothing. And even then, like we would still take people in and help them out with whatever we could. And I lived in hotels and motels, like bounced from apartments and stuff like that. Lived in garages. I even lived on the streets on my own for some time. And I still try to help other people. So it just came kind of natural to join the medical field and become a corpsman. So
it's fucking awesome.
And then 12 years later, here I am getting kicked out. For getting out because I don't want my DNA altered. Yeah.
I'm proud of you first of all, thank you for your 12 years of service. And
gotta work to support the state, you know what I mean?
Yeah. Good on you for fucking staying up on your morals, bro. Because you see a lot of people kind of bending to it, and I'm not gonna pass.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna pass judgment on everyone. Everyone has their own things going on in life, and they have their own beliefs on it. And just
but yeah, I hear you on that too, because I see it every day, and it's just like people are like, bro, like we like not to like blow smoke up my own like ass, but like people are like, bro, like we need people like you to stay in. I'm like, yeah, but I don't want to stay in anymore, bro. Like if they're gonna push me out for this, like there's
something wrong.
There's no way I'm gonna say, yeah, there's something wrong. And it's like, as much as I would love to, it's like, no. It's like that's it for me. Like they have people like you guys, like I have other good homies. Sadly, they caved in, but they have their own reasons, they have their own motives, which I'm not gonna judge them or whatever. Like I try to help them and like teach them as much as possible, or even like leave breadcrumbs, little red pills here and there.
Yeah.
But there's only so much you can do without breaking people's own free will. So I'm just like, you know what, man, like if you want to talk about it, I'm all about it. I'm here. Like, I sleep with a tinfoil hat on. So,
I think
like,
it's really. I think it's
go ahead.
No. I was just trying to formulate how I was going to say next. What were you saying?
No, yeah, it's simple. You know what I mean? You just gotta let people be, and it's sad because this job has honestly given me a lot, and I know it's like, oh yeah, dude, you work for the Zog, you know what I mean? Whatever, but like at the end of the day, it gave me a lot of opportunities. I own a house. I have like 3 cars, so it's like my family's good. It's been a blessing, but at the same time, like you start seeing things at a whole different level, and you're like, bruh, like this. It's a burning ship, brother.
I think
But yeah,
it's like a rough gray area for me. I have very firm moral beliefs in what I believe in and everything, and part of me, and I have my reasons for it, and my reasons make sense in my head, and I want everyone to. It would be a wonderful world where everyone agreed with me, so I want the way you want everyone to kind of agree with you. I think every human has that in them. It's a rough place with trying to share this knowledge with people, and then going past the point of like, pushing their own free will, right? Because just like I don't want to be forced to get whatever, right? I also don't want people to be forced where they not to. Does that make sense?
yeah.
I think the biggest mistake ever was politicizing it.
Oh no, for sure. It was definitely like the first mistake. But then, you start getting into all the other stuff that's already kind of it was a matter of time that it was gonna happen
I don't
for
like the
a
technology
set
used.
plan. Yeah.
I don't like the technology used in it, the origins of
Yeah.
it, and how it works. I think is just rubs me the wrong way.
Yeah, Sam, like Uncle Ted was right, you know what I mean? It's just like the
Yeah,
Industrial Revolution has had its consequences on society. But
That gets said like every other episode or something.
Yeah.
oh yeah.
Welcome to the
And
Uncle Ted
it's-
segment of the podcast.
Ever since we had Nathan on the show, like Uncle Ted gets mentioned like once,
but
probably once an episode almost.
the thing,
Good. I'm glad that I haven't broken the trend.
I think a lot of people
Oh,
saw technology as for the issues with it and the bad things it caused before a disease started or a virus started spreading. But after it and what we've gone through the past couple of years, it's very interesting to see the people that are like, yo, move the fuck out of the city, dog. Go get land, fucking ditch this shit. And there's certain people on the community, guys, that I haven't kept in as much contact with as I'd like to have afterwards, but seeing people actually leave and go and have a life just completely separated from the social media bullshit and for the most part a lot of the modern media that can cause so much bullshit in someone's life, to see them go out and flourish like that, it is nice to see.
Yeah, that's eventually. I'm trying to get to that at some point as well. And even for now, like one of the things that I'm trying to give up for Lent is like as soon as I get home, just set my phone down and then just not even touch it until maybe the next day or whatever.
Yeah.
So then that way I have that mental break away from all that, because it's toxic up to a certain point. And it's such a
This point,
it's a blessing and a curse if you don't know how to use it, or if you don't use it in the good and proper manner, then it just becomes another useless addiction. So
at this point,
But
I'm
yeah.
not posting as much, right? I'm not doing the thing where I'm chasing likes or followers or whatever. Like if I'm 90% of the time I'm on social media, it's for chats for people I've met.
Same.
Like, and eventually one day that's probably going to end too. I know this
Yeah.
is nowhere near long term for me.
I can't say the same for me because I kind of have like it's a business, but it's also more of just kind of like like people like the stuff, so I'm like, okay, cool. Like I'll keep making it, you know what I mean, or like keep putting it out there for people because they enjoy it, and I like that.
What are
You
your
know, people even buy the stuff. You know.
well? Your silkies are fantastic. Or
I'm
Yeah.
wearing them now. They're extremely comfortable, and they have a solid logo.
Hey, God bless y'all. You know what I mean? Like it honestly means a lot. And I know most people like are honestly like surprised that like I'm even more surprised that people buy them and enjoy them. Like I think it's awesome, and then just people always surprised when I tell them, hey, no, thank you, man. Like if y'all wouldn't ask for this stuff, like I'd be kind of like in this weird in between. You know what I mean? But it's nice to get that support back from the homies. You know.
what are your long-term goals for the page and the business? I think what do you want to do with it? Because you've mentioned you're getting out now. So do you have plans once you get that magical piece of paper saying you don't work for the Zog anymore and you could go?
Yeah.
And that's my favorite piece of paper.
Yeah. So it's like so much has changed over the last couple even just these past 2 years, right? Because like for me, we used to have like a lot of admins, and then it as like the years kind of like passed by, it was only then like a few of us, and then now it's only me, and the dude that created it, he gave that over to me, so it's like it's my baby now. So it's like long term, I want to continue still making memes. I need to record more podcasts.
Your podcast is the reason I've ever been on one. From the Dillo podcast to the this one.
Yeah, and I remember y'all were like you were asking. I don't know if it was you or Dadman or who. Okay, and I was, hey, here, this is what I use. This is all the stuff. So I'm glad that like that was another thing that I love about like being on this page is being able to help other people like that. It's like, hey, because somebody helped me out with that, and it was a different podcast. Fortis and Fidelis, he's a Navy chief. He's the one who's helping me out, and so I'm grateful, for him. And then, but yeah, record more podcasts, help more people out, maybe continue to make more merch. Like I wish that I could like dox myself and just be able to do that and be able to give more like that, but I feel like I've done so much. I've stepped on a lot of toes.
Yeah, no.
That it would be hard because it's gonna put me in a weird position, and I'd rather. It's not about me. You know what I mean? It never has been, and that's what most of us at like DD, and I still talk to all the other admins. It's like it's never been about us personally, like ever, which is why we all have like different handles. It's about the community, and whatever I can do to help out more, that's definitely I'm going to try to do more, and especially where I'm at. I might like maybe give away if people don't already know where I'm at, because if you buy from the store, you can deduce exactly kind of where I'm at. So it's like whatever, but I'm not going to openly be like, yo, what's up?
No, I mean, I think that's the best thing to get off of social media is some of the people you meet.
Yeah,
I've met some genuinely good people and helped in a lot of some cool things have happened because of social media. I'll leave it at that.
I'll agree to that. There's been a lot of great, like meeting you guys, for sure has been like quite a freaking journey.
For anyone that doesn't know, I don't know if I've ever said this, but I think it was 2.5 years ago at this point. I think.
Yeah.
Slid into Doc's DMs because we were all sitting there. What we would do is we'd have voice calls, like maybe once a week, where everyone would show up and it would just hang out and just shoot the shit. And someone goes, "Yo, what if we recorded this and posted it onto IG?" And we're like, "Fuck that! Just do a podcast." And they're like, "Who has a podcast?" I'm like, "Doc does." So slid into your DMs, and that's what got it started, bro. Fucking recording.
I know.
Recording on Anchor. I think a couple of the boys got Yetis.
Yeah, I still have mine. Like, I've been having mine for like a minute. Dude, I still remember you guys coming in, and I don't know if it was you when we were doing the karaoke night.
Oh yeah, I love karaoke, dude. I gotta bring that back. Summertime's here, dude. I'm fucking ready for some karaoke, dog.
Oh yeah, so there's also I sent those pictures in the chat right now. I don't know if you can see them of the two different like shooting styles or whatever. So I don't know if you can see those pictures of the files or whatever, but the one on the left is that like standing weird shooting style that you bring your rifle up real close and everything, and then the other one's like your traditional kind of shooting, I guess. But
Is that the one where you like hold your hand kind of backwards how you
Yep.
normally would? Yeah, I see.
You underscoop it and then you bring it up
Yeah.
close, so it's like super stable. You
So
also
every time I see that, I get weirded out. But I've got a couple buddies that were in the Marine Corps, and they were like, "Oh, it's great." I'm like, "Is it?"
No, it is. It's a really stable like platform to shoot because you also use the strap. So you wrap the
Mhm.
strap around your arm. So then when you go under and you pull it down tight, but this is more like marksman type shooting, right? So if like, and when you're standing there sideways and then on your exhale, you come down and then at that natural pause, it's like, it works beautifully if like you get your technique
If you're good at
like
it,
down
right?
right. Yeah, and I've done it, and like, and they're like, "Doc, quit messing around." I'm like, "Okay," and then I'll do it right, and they're like, "You can shoot." I'm like, "Yeah, bro, I'm just messing around. Like I like messing around because it makes you guys upset and it gets a rise out of you guys.
I'm
So
just,
it's like, of course I'm gonna do it. You know what I mean?
boys,
Or
I'm
even
just here for the meme.
yeah, and even this was like 2013, like before I was even like into like memes, and I just to make them upset. And well, memes were around, but like it was way different, like 10 years ago. Oh
art,
God.
the art hadn't been perfected.
And or even like I'd be at the 500, and most people tend to go, when they go flat, they spread their feet out. But like I was raised with like machine gunners, so like I was used to like shooting the 240, so it's like feet together, you know, in the shoulder, and you're like leaning heavy on it. And just to make them upset, I would shoot my rifle like that.
Fucking
Feet together, bipod out, and then just they're like, "Doc, it's not a 240, bro." And I'm like, "Yeah, I know." And I'm just like sending rounds down, and they're just like, "God, Doc's autistic. Just leave him alone." Like,
I think I see a tortoise.
oh no.
No. Oh no! No! The tortoise is here.
I'm guessing you're Army then, Harambe, or what?
Yeah, well, I did 4 years active with the Air Force and then 3 with the Guard with the Army.
Hell yeah,
Like an idiot.
dude! I'm so jealous of the Air Force. I'm finally not like scared to admit it.
What is it? What is it about the Air Force?
I enjoyed my time with the Army more than the Air Force, honestly.
Really? What were
Yeah.
you doing, if you don't mind me asking? Though?
So the Air Force, I did. I was basically an MP. They call it security forces, but I guarded everything.
SF, hell yeah.
Yeah. SF, not special.
No, I see them at the gate all the time, and they have their SF patch. I'm like, SF, nice, but they know I'm being like facetious.
Harambe.
I got out before we went to the multicams, so I never had like the SF patches and all that cool shit. And then
Harambe, if you don't put SF Vet in your bio right now, I'm gonna kick the shit out of you.
hold on,
Bro,
I've got
you
this.
have to. Like, there's this dude, and like,
I've got this. It'll be in there in the most sarcastic way possible.
there's a meme page that's like an SF like security forces guy, and like he's so
Yeah,
annoying.
the SF meme page guy,
Yeah.
or SF. I don't remember what his name.
He was simping so hard for the freaking what is it? The Sergeant Major? What the hell's their name?
Oh, Bass.
Yeah,
Bass. Oh my
Is it
god,
Bass or
bro!
Bass?
You remember that?
That whole that whole drama. She blocked us on freaking Instagram.
I almost regret not sending
I
her all those.
remember that.
I almost regret not sending her all those fishing lures.
Oh, dude, that's right. I mean,
That almost got.
I don't know what you're talking about.
That almost got really bad. So, super hypothetical thing right here. Say the Dillo boys had decided that we didn't like her either because she was a woman pretending to be important. So, hypothetically, if we had planned on sending a bunch of bass fishing lures to her address, right? So we hit up Dadman, who been there, done that on the internet, knows a thing or two because he's seen a thing or two, right? Like, hey, can you find her office address for us? And 2 days later, he comes back. He goes, "Boys, I couldn't find her office address, but I found her home address." And we're like,
Holy
so we're like, "Bro, maybe we don't do this, so we pretend like it never happened. This is all hypothetical. It didn't actually happen because that would."
Yeah, of course. It's not like you can just, go on the internet and then look up public records of people's information anyways,
Yeah.
Definitely can't.
Oh, I heard all that's fake.
Oh yeah, it's definitely fake for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, but dude, that whole ordeal. But yeah, that dude was like simping hard. He's like, "Oh, it must be so easy to just talk bad because she's a female." It's like, no, she's wrong on all levels. On all levels.
Yeah.
And then
If she had,
not just on the bass thing, but then after that, what was it? There was like a single mom or something that like that whole drama, dude, because one of the other boys who's a PJ, yep, that chick was like a hot mess. She had lied about like another PJ and that she was like lying and she'd been cheating and all this stuff. And she's like, yeah, hardworking mothers like this airman. And then, dude, everyone went off. It was such a good time.
Great times. The military meme page community is just, it's kind of the most toxic, hilarious environment.
It's like sharks.
Every once in a while, I check in on you guys to see what the drama of the day is.
Dude, I don't even keep up anymore because go ahead.
I was gonna say I tried to while I was still in, I had a meme page, and I tried to avoid making. I made a few military memes, but I tried to avoid that topic because people would just it was just
get shitty quick,
crazy. It would get shitty quick, and if somebody figured out who you were, they'd be like, "Oh, it's a big deal. This guy's in the military making fun of the military." Heaven forbid somebody have an opinion.
It's the one thing that I've noticed about the military meme pages more is doxing is much more common.
Because there's no more respect, bro. There used to be like a respect in between, even if you knew who other people were.
You just didn't say it.
You kept it private. Yeah, you didn't say it. And even then, if you knew, you'd call them by their handle or whatever it is that they used to go by. Like my old call sign was Machete. You know what I mean? Because I look like freaking Danny Trejo, whatever. But so like naturally, it's so like even if people knew who I was and who they were talking to, like they'd still be like, "Yo, like what's up, Machete?" or whatever, So, but yeah, nowadays people are so quick to stab each other in the back for likes or whatever. So it's like it's gotten pretty bad. So that's why like I don't even go to that anymore. And like now that like my view has changed over the years, and now I'm a mature, like quote unquote, right? I've matured more, and like now that I'm a little bit older, a little bit wiser, or whatever. I've just it's not worth the time and effort. You know what I mean? It's dumb. Like certain things do need to be held accountable. I'll agree to that. You know what I mean? Kind of like Tim Kennedy. So like, but not every like little dumb thing has to be blown into this big out of proportion thing, right? So it's just things like that. I try to stay away from it now, and I'm just like, you know what, dude? Like I don't want the page to just be that. So it's like I still want to call things out when it comes to military things, which is something I'm still doing, or even helping other people out, like Terminal Siwo. If I get stuff like that, I try to send stuff his way because he puts it in a nice manner, right?
Yeah,
so he does a good job.
Yeah. I think there's a line
He's
in between.
He's posted a lot of stuff. It's good. Sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt.
I think there's a line in between maintaining what's the word?
Accountability and then drama.
Accountability and drama.
Like the drama is like cool, like, but like it gets old because then it's just like, bro, like now we're waiting for like the next thing to happen, or for somebody to say or do something dumb, and then it's just like, okay, we meme it for a day, and then people forget about it. Like it's like goldfish.
Yep. You see a lot of that.
But
You
then
see that in the
that's just society, you know.
and it's like a double-edged sword. The people you meet on here, because you see some of the other stuff that happens behind closed doors and some of the other drama, and you want to call it out, but you know you can't. Right?
Oh, I can't even imagine, dude.
That's what
'Cause,
kind of sucks. You hear about things that are happening, and it's like, man, I want to meme you really bad. I want to make your day not good because of some of the shit you've done, but you really can't.
Oh yeah. There's like where I'm at right now. There's like some stuff that has gone down, and I'm biting my tongue because it's really bad, bro. Like it's bad,
And-
you know. So and like I'm I guess once in time, like I guess it'll be a little easier. So, but yeah, there's times when I hear things, I'm just like, oh, dude. But most people assume who I am, and I'm just like, bro, I don't even know what you're talking about. So it's like,
What is it?
it's like, what am I gonna say? Like, no, like I still say no, but whatever.
What is it like? Because I just had a best friend and a brother go through the transition from military to civilian. What's it like?
Oh, I thought you were gonna say male female.
Nice bussy, bro. No, it's like what is it like as someone that's staring down the transition, that sees it coming? I mean, what is, especially you've said you've done 12 years?
Yeah.
What's it like? 'Cause I can't imagine, because it's not just a job change. It changes fucking a lot. I mean,
I'm kind of in ready for like anything. Like I did 4 years as a civilian, went to college. I've worked full time. I've been like a bum. I've lived in the streets, like because I got thrown out of my house. Well, I was kind of an asshole, but which is fair, you know, whatever. My mom had all the right to throw me out, but
Yeah.
so like, but yeah, now like kind of leaving, like doing a full change of complete scenery. Like a little part of me is like a little nervous, but then another part, like I'm like, you know what, whatever God has for me, you know what I mean? Like I know I'm gonna be okay. So I have some stuff lined up, which is good, and then so I got some good options, you know what I mean?
Because
So I'm excited.
got to see that very hands-on, but the difference between someone who had stuff lined up and someone who was like,
Yeah.
keep pushing that off, keep pushing it off, right? And
Yeah.
it was and if you don't work for it, they don't give you a whole lot for transitioning, man.
No, they don't. Like I got some stuff kind of ready to go, and then if anything is fail, I got OnlyFans, so I got that going for me, which is nice.
Feet pics?
Feet pics for days, no, farmers only.
So you have, I'm assuming you've seen a lot of foot injuries and shit. Do you have a preferred sock brand?
I don't have a sock brand per se. Like as long as you're like, as long as you're wearing like any kind of socks, because I know that sounds like a weird thing to say, but I've had Marines that don't wear socks,
Bro.
and they're just out there like that.
And
it was like one.
It?
Yeah, and I'm like, dude, you're disgusting. Like, get away from me.
Fucking weird.
But wool socks is usually what I hear most people. Like, I just wear whatever socks, bro. Like, I don't care.
I'm gonna interject a little bit. I've been told I've never bought them, but Darn Tough.
I use their boot socks.
The best socks. I've heard those are the best for long distance and long days. A lot of the guys wore those for the when we'd ruck. I mean, I just wore whatever socks I had. I didn't give a fuck.
I used the Darn Tough boot socks for work days and shit, and they work good. The Fox River ones are cheaper, and I think they're like you can get them pretty cheap around military bases.
I don't look into it like that, bro. Sadly.
No. If there is one essential thing that you think people should be using, but they don't, like first aid in their car or whatever, is there anything that like sticks out at your mind that you're like, why don't you fucking idiots use like keep this nearby or whatever.
Well, what do you mean, like a car? Like,
Or like something, I don't know, medical that you think is rather important that not a lot of people use or something. Like if there's one thing, say you had like a fucking fanny pack, whatever, and you said, all right, you need to keep medical gear, and what would you put in it?
oh, so like basics would be like a couple tourniquets for sure, combat gauze or packable gauze,
Why is
and
combat gauze so
some
expensive?
trauma dressings. It's because it's the material that is used is impregnated with kaolin.
Oh.
So with that material, it helps with coagulation. So it helps control that source of bleeding. But yeah, that's why. And then also probably because they make fat money off of that.
Yeah, that shit.
Because it's quick clot,
Shit
you know.
is so expensive, dude.
Yeah, so that's one thing I'm gonna be kind of sad about is like not being able to tactically acquire like medical gear and having to pay for it now. So it's like, nah. Like I have a lot, but I'm pretty sure most of it is like probably expired. Like I'm not worried about like the combat, like the dressings, but the combat gauze, like for sure. You know what I mean? Like, but IVs as well. That's hard to come by like sometimes. So it's like, bruh. And that's one thing too. That's like, it's hard. But the other thing too is like learning good techniques. I think would be the best too, bro. Because that's one thing that people don't know is like bad training. I know people say, "Oh, well, some training is better than no training." It's like, no, get good training.
So what are
Get good
your
training.
thoughts of people that if the combat gauze doesn't stop the bleeding, you pull it out and repack, or you leave it in and pack on top of it?
So I've heard both. Grab a new one and then keep packing. And I've heard, hey, no, just pack on top of it and use a pressure dressing. So either or. I'd have to go back and read more on it, to be honest with you, because I don't want to give you guys like bad information.
No, that's fair.
Right?
What do you
But
feel about
yeah,
like Celox powder and like those coagulant the packets?
Me. Oh God.
like the what do you mean, like the Celox, like
quick clot packets? It's like
the
granules.
powder?
Yeah.
Oh no, that's no more, brother. Yeah,
that
like
shit's
we're not doing
that
that.
shit sucks.
Because
They don't make that shit anymore. It sucks.
I don't think they're out anymore, unless maybe you go to like some army surplus. They might have it, but
I love those
I've
stores.
used it on myself.
if you don't have anything else, okay, maybe. But like you should, like at this point, kind of like if you're in the gun community in the military, like you should know by now. And if you weren't paying attention to like your TCCC class or whatever, you know what I mean, then you have bigger issues, bro. Like
I've used that quick clot powder shit or the coagulant.
I haven't used the powder, but I've used the combat gauze on a few Iraqis. They didn't have fun.
Dude, that shit sucks.
I did, but they didn't.
I know a lot of the older shit apparently was really exothermic, so it like burn you.
Highly.
Oh yeah, it burns.
That's the reason they stopped using it, because it's like, yeah, it's gonna cauterize and shut the wound, but it's also gonna damage all the other good tissue that's in that wound as well. So then surgeons were having to cut away all the excess powder, and then also cut away all the extra tissue that was completely burnt. So
I have a scar
that was
on my thumb from where I cut the shit. I cut the shit out of myself with a knife, like down to the bone. And I'm like,
and you put combat powder?
Yeah, dude, I did. And oh my God. It went from my fucking thumb all the way up through my armpit straight to my fucking chest. It burnt like a motherfucker.
Oh, fuck.
Yeah, dude.
But didn't tear up, didn't cry because I'm a grown ass man, right? Tough as shit. But man, that stuff sucks.
Yeah, no, I wouldn't wish that on anyone, bro.
So, do you cringe like every time you watch a movie and somebody opens a pack of Quick Clot with their mouth?
Yeah.
Why is that bad?
Bro, no, because even that's kind of saliva will activate it, bro. Like you'll get that in your mouth and it'll burn.
Like the first time I watched Shooter with Mark Wahlberg.
Shooter,
After I kind of understood something about Quick Clot, I was like, why is he opening it with his mouth?
I mean, you could do it and theoretically, like maybe like you have the chance that you don't get any, you know what I mean, because it's all on the bottom or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
But there's still a chance. And imagine now you have this burning, cauterizing sensation in the inside of your mouth.
That's just, I mean,
And it's not after a night in Thailand either, you know. So,
Oh god.
oof.
I haven't been to Thailand, but I've only heard stories, so I can't really tell you all anything.
The capital of Thailand is Bangkok, and many people go there to do just that.
Yuck.
And it's the same thing in what am I talking about? There's a place, I can't remember what it's called, but it's called Orchard Towers, and it's called the 4 Floors of Horrors. And it's exactly that, bro. Like, and it's not Sri Lanka, it's not Indonesia.
Googling it.
God, it's by over there. Singapore. That's where it's at.
Yeah,
Singapore. Dude, Singapore is really nice. But either way, 4 floors. Like, I didn't know it snows in Singapore.
It does.
And yeah, I was a shore patrol, and then we go into a bar, and there's nothing but Russian chicks, and I'm like, oh, this is sketchy. Yeah, let's kind of get out of here. But yeah, it was crazy. Not a good time, bro. But like, military wasn't allowed there because obvious, you know, human trafficking for and Epstein kind of things, I guess you could say. And but the civilians that were on the ship, they were allowed to do whatever they wanted, bro. They're holding that place down. I'm like, okay, I know where you're gonna be in 2 days in medical.
Doc, it pees when I piss.
Pees when I
Burns my
piss.
feet, doc.
Yeah, sorry, I'm exhausted. It burns when I piss.
Yeah, and then we're technically not supposed to punch boars anymore, but I like doing it.
Yeah. It's like, this is the price you pay for being a degenerate. Give me your pee-pee.
Yeah. It's like, well, I usually give them first the benefit of the doubt. If it's the first time I'm seeing you, I'm gonna tell you, all right, bro, like, okay.
Whoever you were with.
You know, if you're a freaking flyer, I'm gonna bore punch you and then make you pee in a cup. And then once you leave, I'm gonna throw away that bore punch. I mean, no. I mean, I'm gonna turn it into the lab and send it away. You know what I mean? Like a good corpsman does.
I'm gonna be a responsible medical professional.
Yeah, we definitely don't ever do that. Ever.
What is the... I can't imagine, like, how long do you guys train for that? This is like, what did you learn today? I learned how to stick a Q-tip in someone's...
It's 3 months, bro. It's a crash course.
3 months on just how to stick a Q-tip into a pee hole?
No, it's like you go through, like, it's like anatomy, history lesson on like the corpsman, being a doc, working like medical records. You go through all the body systems, and like you do death by PowerPoint. You take a test. Death by PowerPoint. Take a test. Death by PowerPoint. Take a test. And then like I had like 5 hands-on things that I did. IVs, immunizations, head-to-toe assessment, blood pressure. Actually, I think that might have been it. So like 4 things. And then they're like, all right, cool, man, you're ready to save lives. And I'm like, what the hell? That's all I've learned? Like, I don't know anything.
Like, are you sure you want me to do this?
Yeah, and then I got sent to like a secondary school to like go with Marines, and then you get hazed and you learn TCCC, Tactical Casualty Combat Care, and you're like, okay, I kind of know a little bit of something, but then even then you're still retarded until like you get to like a Marine unit, and then like your seniors, like the senior docs, see you as fresh meat, and then they haze you, and then they teach you medical, like real medicine.
Gotcha.
So it's it takes a while. It depends.
I've seen a trend on Instagram for the past couple of years of people pointing loaded guns at their dick and balls.
Gun on Venus.
Point at Venus.
Yeah, and I think it's hilarious.
I approve, bro. Hey, the first rule of gun safety: always have fun.
Second rule of safety is look cool.
Look cool. Yeah.
Have fun, look cool, right? That's it.
Hell yeah.
But how do you handle a gunshot wound to the most important appendage?
You read them their last rites, and that's it.
Dang. Rest in peace, bro. I couldn't imagine.
No, like it all depends. You know what I mean? It's like, is it 1 ball, 2 ball? Is it in the penis? Is it shaft? Is it all 3? Like it depends on the epidemiology of the wound, right? So like that all depends. Like, but you definitely wrap. You know what I mean? Keep pressure, and then get them out of
I'm
there.
gonna hold your penis. Please hold still.
But funny enough, that's like the first thing Marines ever always ask the minute they get blown up. Doc, is my dick still there? And I'm like, hey, look, Mrs. So and so, and they're like, oh, and I'm like, bro, I'm messing with you. You're good, bro.
Oh,
But yeah, if 1 ball is in there, then you check the other one, bro, and then like I would most likely actually. If it's my own dudes, I'm not wearing gloves because usually I've tested them for STDs and HIV beforehand before we deploy, so I know they're not dirty, and I'll just go down there and I'm like, oh, okay. But I'm usually wearing like gloves, not like those weird mechanic gloves, but you get like some free gloves, and I'll just do that. But sometimes you can't really get a good feel, so I just go a la mode with no gloves and just like, okay,
A la
1, 2,
mode.
3. And you're good. But if I don't feel that other ball, then and I pull out and you're on your period, I'll just start, stuffing, maintaining pressure, and calling a helo to get you out of there.
Yeah. It's like just trying to.
Supposed to laughing out mode.
Yeah, it's like here, hold.
I'm laughing at that whole
Just
conversation.
hold on. Let me give you let's get a head count. There's Dick. 1, 2. Hey, you're good, bud.
You take a quick peek. You know what I mean? Like, or like, because most of it's like it's during the day. Like, so it's like, okay, it's easy. Like, oh yeah, bro, it's all there. You're Gucci. But if it's dark, then it's just like, okay, now I can mess with them even more.
Totally.
But
I think that's the most terrifying
But
thought
yeah.
a man could ever think of, is losing his dick.
Mhm.
Yeah, but yeah, there's also like equipment that we wear. It's called a Blast Diaper, and it's exactly what it sounds like. And it's like light on Kevlar, but you wear it like over your gear, and it saved my boy's balls. Like, I'm not gonna lie to y'all, like it works.
Really?
Like, he stepped on an IED, and so the one we were working with Brits, and the Brits stepped on an IED. And then they put him on the litter, and they were moving him. We started taking fire from the north, and then we started taking fire from the east.
Yeah.
We're shooting big guns out to the east, and then first platoon was shooting north or whatever, and then my boys were like moving behind another compound to take cover, and one of my boys steps on an IED, and he loses his right foot, but shrapnel goes all the way up his left leg. He loses a couple fingers on his left hand, but that shrapnel goes all the way up his thigh. If he wouldn't have been wearing his Blast Diaper, he would have took a shrapnel all over his cock and balls, bro. And it would have been like the worst kind of torture, you know what I mean, ever. Not in a fun way. So wear your gear. I hate wearing it because it's so uncomfortable. Because when you're sitting in a truck and you're wearing this Blast Diaper like for like hours and for days, like you're chafed, bro. Like it sucks. So, but when you're out walking around, like it saves your balls. So
I'm Googling Blast Diaper right now. Oh, dude, that looks sick.
yeah,
Do they sell those?
I think I just saw a bunch of them come up as surplus on Sportsman's Guide.
Hell yeah, I'm buying one.
Yeah, so like
That's
if
gonna
you're
be the new
patrolling
lock,
in
for sure.
Afghan, it makes sense, but I can't imagine walking around like if like the U.S. were to balkanize and you're out there walking around with a Blast Diaper.
I'm gonna wear just that. Just walk around the house.
Based. That's the only thing I'm gonna
It's
wear.
gonna be like me and Silkies. Like I wear those around the house all the time.
Disgruntled
Dude,
dog
same.
branded Blast Diaper.
Ooh,
Can we
dude, I
get
might
that?
have to.
I think they're.
I'm about
Dude, can
to-
we?
I think the health benefits to sleeping naked are incredible. So I highly recommend wearing as little clothing as possible.
Yeah. I sleep in my Silkies and I have my shotgun next to my bed, so like
Anyone can get it, dog.
and like the first one is a slug, so and then it's buckshot, so it's a good
Everyone's getting
time.
it. I think I've thought about that. It's like everyone has it in their head, like what happens if someone breaks in. And my thought is, well, the last thing that poor fucker is going to see is me naked, or I'm going to get carried out and put on a cold slab naked. Either way, but yeah.
For real. I've debated on what is it? Getting like a small little, not maybe like a machete. That would be kind of cool too. Just go out there and just start ripping heads, or even get like a chainsaw, like a little small one, keep it by the bed.
Yeah,
you know
like
what I'm saying?
steel.
Mount it to
Steel
the.
Oh yeah,
Steel
here's
makes climbing
American
saws.
Mount it to
Psycho.
your aim.
Steel makes climbing
Yeah,
saws
yeah.
that are super tiny, that are very powerful.
Because imagine
What?
you break in and then all of a sudden you just hear, like, whoa, what the hell did I?
Wrong house, bub.
You just go out there like Patrick Bateman.
Yeah.
With just shoes on.
Yeah. Oh, here I sent the picture. I'm special. I didn't send it before. I thought I did. Of that Marine or whatever.
Oh,
Yeah, I'm. So you see how he's standing? Yeah,
Oh,
that's what I was talking about.
I know that. Stands.
Yeah. But the bottom one is that gaucho. But I do, like the Marines would be shooting like in that top standing, and then I would be shooting gaucho like just to make them upset. But with like my M4, and they're just like Doc, you're not gonna hit anything. I'm like, at least I'm not looking like an idiot. I'm just like, but I'm the only one shooting gaucho.
but I look cool.
So yeah. Hey, rule number 2, always look
Yeah.
cool.
Absolutely.
Oh, that's rule number 2 for y'all. That's like I think that's like the 6th principle of patrolling.
Oh yeah. Always look cool.
Always so cool.
It's like Corpsman rules too. Like we have stuff like that. Like have really good hair. You know what I mean?
Oh, for sure.
And then really cool shades. Like
Always.
Mm-hmm. Check.
like I think that transcends per like all communities. You know what I mean? Good hair, good shades. Hey, you're set, bro.
I think.
Oh yeah. If you're not an E4 with the best hair in the company, you're wrong.
Yeah, you have to push those regs.
Oh, I push
Every
the fuck
time.
out of them.
Same, like, but I'm on my way out. I don't think anyone tells me anything anymore. I don't even show up with haircuts or anything. Like, there's days I'm not even in uniform, bro. I'm just on my computer or like sending emails and doing all my like whatever, or like I'm just on my phone, like, or I'm like listening to like a podcast or something, and I'm just sitting there like chilling, like not doing anything. And they're like, people are like, "Hey, what's up, bro?" And I'm like, hey, "What's up, dude?" And like no one even tells me anything anymore. It's kind of cool, but it's kind of like, shouldn't y'all tell me something?
You guys know I'm still here, right?
No, you do you, bro.
Yeah.
You're good. We've counted you as a loss. Like I'm like, wait, what? I'm still alive. No, but it's like no, like manpower wise, you know what I mean? So it's kind of cool because it gives me that liberty to just kind of do my own thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, I have a good department, so God bless them. You know, if they ever happen to listen,
But
which
if
I
they
hope
fucking-
not.
if they listen to this shit, you guys owe Doc not a beer. You're not drinking right now. A nice warm cup of coffee.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah, I'm trying to go not drinking for the whole year, bro. It's hard.
I'll do a month dry every once in a while. Just vibe check yourself, you know? It's like,
Yeah, I did that last year. Me and my girl, we were like going on and off. Like we do 30 days here and then chill, and then we went 30 and then 60, and then we'd like celebrate a little more. But then now I'm like, you know what? I'm trying to get serious, and then just like not to like put more into religion, but like that's another thing for me that kind of changed my whole perspective on things as well. Like I got heavier more into like taking that seriously. So it's like that also kind of changed my perspective on things. It's like, okay, I need to change this dumb way of thinking of like I can drink all the time and have fun. Like I could drink a little bit, but yeah, I was having problems where it's just like, oh, I'm just gonna finish this 24 pack of Trulies, and I know it's Trulies, whatever, but but I would just sit and it's like, oh, it's all gone, and it's Friday night, and then I'm like, oh, but when you're spending like $200 on alcohol in a weekend and then it's gone, yeah, you gotta vibe check yourself.
totally. I think everyone should do that with a lot of things. I think caffeine, alcohol, shit like that, social media. kind of give yourself. I don't
Yeah.
like the term cleanse because a bunch of hippies and white women use it, so it makes it cringe in my head. But like a cleanse from stuff, like just step away from it for a bit. I think is good for the mind and good for the mind and soul. Yeah,
I agree. That's why I wish, like, if things were different, I would like step away from social media for a while. But it's like I'm like I was saying earlier, like some of my goals is like continue doing that and helping others. So I've seen that as a blessing. So I can't turn that away and just like not do it because it's. I've had like days where people message me, and even like something as like when I do post on Sundays, people are like, "Bro, like I didn't know how much I needed that," and even something as like as I'm posting like a meme, you know what I mean? People are like, "Bro, I really needed that today." Like I like I wish I could explain it in like a deeper way, but honestly, like thank you, like it means a lot. Like, and I know it's just a meme. I don't expect you to reply, and I always reply to like, "Yeah, dude," and like I do this for y'all as well for me because it's my way of coping and dealing with life through my own pain through memes. But yeah, it's like that's why like I try to keep it now as like a work schedule, 8 to 4 or whatever, you know what I mean? And after that, like I try to stay away from it like after hours to spend time like away, like do my own thing.
I make memes because I just want to see people laugh, bro. That's a bit.
Oh yeah, that too.
That's my thing. Like if I can make someone chuckle, it was worth it. Right?
Hell yeah.
There's enough.
On the other end of that, it's also fun when people get upset.
Yeah. Especially people that need to hear it.
Yeah.
There's enough. I think there's enough nasty shit in the world now that a chuckle, a good laugh here and there, it's good.
Yeah. There has to be a good balance.
A good bonking of simps.
Black pills out
Hey,
there.
I'm always down for a good bonking. No, she said no. Black pilled again. Yeah, that's what I try to like tell the little homie is like, nah, man, I'm not doing that. Anime? Nah, bro. We don't watch that around here.
Never got into that.
I've only seen like a small amount. I can't lie, you know.
It just never interested me. And there are some people, like I have friends that were like really into it when we were younger, and it's like, I don't know, are you just watching this for the boobies, bud?
If by anime you mean SpongeBob SquarePants, then yes.
Wait, what?
Yeah.
King of the Hill is American anime.
Yeah.
I mean, technically, by definition, SpongeBob
The Simpsons
is anime because it's an animated show. So, like Tom and Jerry.
Oh yeah, then I've watched a lot of it then.
But most people, when they like think anime, they think
anime. You think the weird, big titty, gross, over.
Come on, senpai, am I not kawaii enough?
Tentacles and big titties
and ooh-oohs and all that weird stuff.
A lot of weird.
Like I watched like classic,
go for it. But
like Dragon Ball Z, like Cowboy Bebop.
Did Netflix make a Cowboy Bebop show?
Yeah, it was bad.
Yeah, it kind of sucked.
Like it was good, but it was like it was like bad good. You know what I mean? Oh, dude, the live Death Note was absolute dog water. The show was like it was decent. It was good.
Speaking of
everything,
it's animated.
I watched it on deployment because one of my boots was watching it, and I'm like, "What the hell are you watching, nerd?" He's like, "All right, Death Note," and I'm like, "What the hell is that?" And then he's talking to me, and then next thing I know, I'm just sitting down there with him. We're both at Silky's, like in this like makeshift bathroom made into a room in Iraq. Like, hey, yo, this isn't that bad. Okay, cool. Like,
no, I think speaking of bad, good or whatever term you said, watched the Half Thor Eddie Hall fight today. The stream was absolutely god awful.
The what?
Yeah, the fight was today.
Oh yeah, there's a
wait. They Half Thor and Eddie Hall fought?
Yeah, they had a 6-round boxing match today.
How the fuck did that go? Sorry, my language.
I don't want to give any spoilers to anyone here that's watched that. Actually, in the recording,
I don't care.
It was a good fight. Half Thor won by decision, but they both got knockdowns, and it was decent. Like men throwing ungodly heavy punches. But the stream was
Both of those dudes are
the best part was the stream was so shittily done. Like the production value. Like they ran 20 minutes of ads because they couldn't get something fixed. Someone in the control room kept hitting the replay button before the fight had started, so it would be a live shot of the empty ring, and it would just say "rain replay" across the screen, and it would go back, and then it would do it, and it did it like for 5 minutes, and it was hilarious. And my favorite one was they'd switch to cameras before the cameramen were ready, and one of the cameramen had the camera down, so all you got was just a shot of one of the announcers adjusting his balls. it was so great, man.
Is that fight why? Because I periodically look at Hathor's Instagram because that dude lifts like a
it's why
champ.
he slimmed down a lot and stopped.
I was wondering why he was like that dude cut down a crap ton of weight, and I was like, why is he like?
I think it has something.
I don't.
It has something to do with his testosterone levels going from somewhere around 3,000 to normal levels around 700 to 800.
I saw a meme and I thought it was tripping, but it was like it was like, I don't know if it was Eddie Hall or freaking Thor. He was like naked, and he's like got him naked before the fight.
Y'all see that? That's hilarious.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to look it up. But somebody posted it, and I was like, okay, like what the hell? Now that makes more sense.
It was a decent fight. And on that note, guys, we're gonna wrap it up. Doc, thank you for coming. Really appreciate it. Guys, thank you for listening to the Clone and Correct podcast. Swapdillo.
Thank you.
Harambe's big return. Our Forges and our special guest this week, Disgruntled Docs. Thank you guys for listening so much, and we'll see you next time.